Hello, this is Adam Watson, and this is another Google video to help you out with Google Drive. We're going to be talking briefly about sharing folders and documents. And these are folders and documents that we're assuming you've created or you have rights to these particular folders or documents. We have here a sample document to share, and in order to share it, there are a couple of options. I can right-click it, go to share, and go to the dialog that I'm about to show you, but I want to show you what it looks like when you're actually inside the document itself. Once you open the document, the big blue share button is what you want to look for. Whether you're sharing a folder or a file, the dialog and the information in the box is going to look the same. For a brand new document, the first time you click on a share button, you see that the link option you can get, or you can share with specific people. So let's talk about this one first. If you want to share with specific people, that means that they and only they can get rights to it. That means that they're going to get a email notification to whatever email address is associated with their particular account. That said, they don't have to go to their email in order to access it or click on a link or anything. They could go straight to their Shared With Me, which is on that left side of Google Drive. The moment that you share it, they could go into that. They may have to refresh their browser perhaps, and they should be able to have access to that document or that folder. Notice that as I start typing a name, if it's a name that of a person that I've already shared with, it'll ask me if that's the one. If so, I can click on it, and there you go. I could type a special note, which again they would see in the email as far as some information about that document or folder. But the key thing is that right here is about the permission levels. Do you want them to be able to edit it? Do you want them to just be able to comment on it, for example, on a Google Doc or a Google Sheet? Or do you want them to just have viewing rights, which means all they could do is just look at it. They can't mess it up. Make sure you choose the appropriate one. You don't want to give someone editing rights for something that they shouldn't have or could possibly mess something up of yours. If you want them to just be able to look at it, then the Can View document is what you want. Once you're ready, you can hit the send button, and that sharing permission happens. And on top of that, you can also, it'll give you a note saying if it's not a person within the Google Apps for Education domain, is that okay? And you can say yes. You'll see that it's shared with one person, and again, the rights to that person is instant. If I go back to shared, I can see that the people that I've shared it with specifically will show up here. And if I want to edit that, I could take away those rights or change those rights by clicking on their name. It'll give me the whole list of people that it's shared with, and I can make that choice. I can invite other people and so on. The other option with shared is a link. So again, the very first time you do this, you have to make sure to activate the link. By default, it's turned off. If you click on it, you can see here that a very long web URL address is going to be shown. And you can copy that with a shortcut, or you can press the button here for copy link. Again, though, you have to see what permission levels you have here. And by clicking on it, it'll give you one set. These are Shelby County Public School Google Apps for Education domain. If they're within that domain, they can edit, comment, view, or by clicking more, I have other options such as anyone with this link can be able to access it even if you wanted to, and I would probably recommend that you don't. You could have it where anyone on the web, not only can anyone access it if they click the link, but it would be showing up in things like Google searches. Again, you can change these permissions back and forth. Whatever you set right now, you could go back and change to another level later or turn it off, for example. The key thing is again, what does that mean? View, comment, or edit. What rights do the people have? The main question that I have all the time is why one versus the other? And the thing to keep in mind is that when you have a Shared With Me direct with a certain person, like we have down here, then it's very specific and it's helpful because it limits who can have access to it. Only those people listed by the name have access. This link thing could be helpful if you're trying to share it with lots of different people, for example, maybe a whole class of your fellow students or something. But if you decide to do that, just understand that, for example, if I say anyone with this link can view, anyone can. So if it's put in an email or on a website or on a blog, that means that anyone that could click on it can get to it. And that is a little bit out of your control because that email could be forwarded. Other people could get to your particular blog, for example. Bottom line is that you want to be careful about giving those rights, and certainly about whether they could just view it, for example, or have the rights to edit it. That covers how you can share folders in document. Oh, actually, I'm going to click done here. I'm going to exit out of this and just show you real quick that the same idea works with folders. Again, I could right click this to share as a shortcut, and with the folders, that is the easiest and best way to do it as far as sharing. When I open up that sharing box, you're having the exact same dialogue begin all over again. It looks exactly the same as we were when we were in the Google Doc. You can share with specific people, or you can get a shareable link to view, edit, etc., those things in the folder. Again, be very careful when you give people editing rights to anything, folders or files, because they could delete, mess up things, and again, if that's someone that you're not wanting to collaborate with, then that could cause trouble if you're not careful. So, with that, we have completed talking about how to share a file or how to share a folder. Thank you.